Guten Morgen. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let's get this centered a little bit more. There we go. Put the volume down a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. All right. Day number 70 something of my 100 days of code. Getting there, getting there. Working today on 7 Wonders, my game engine for the 7 Wonders board game. And yesterday I had just finished hooking up the debugger and hooking up, what did I do? Oh yeah, I made this step function that advances the game. Hooked that up to the CLI, which is in main, I believe, yeah. Main.ts, C game.step. And this allows me to make the game go forward and inspect the state of the game using the debugger. Alright, so what's next on the agenda? What is next? Well, I think we're dealing our deck. We are advancing in turns. We're advancing the turns. We're advancing the ages. Am I doing anything to deal with when the game is done? I don't think I am yet. I just get to the end and then it throws an error. Probably. Let's test that out right now. Without the debugger. Let's just run it. So technically there are seven turns, 3 ages, so 21 turns. Oh no, there's 6 turns. Yeah, 6 turns, 3 ages, 18 turns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then if I try for a 19, it works. Oh, that's interesting. 20, 21. Oh, so it is 21. Okay. And here's my error. Age out of range error. Age 4 is out of range. Valid age range is 1 to 3. So wait. I guess that would be incorrect. How many turns? Wait, 1, 2. There's 7 cards, but there should be 6 turns. So I think I might have that wrong. Where would I go to check that? I've got this in deal deck. No, that's fine. It would be in age, probably. Age, turns per age. Oh, it is. It should be 6 turns per age. And then that should work, right? I've got this turn plus plus. I'm checking if this turn is equal to turns per age. This direction, clockwise. Yeah, that's good. We checked for that before. Okay. Right. Now I need to, what do I do? Do I check for, do I try to deal with the end of the game? No, I'm gonna do that later. Right now I'm gonna try to implement the discarding a card So an action, let's see, let's get this back on screen here. Oh, so I gotta choose a card. A game turn takes place as follows. Choose a card, then an action, then give your hand of cards to the player sitting next to you. Okay, so first is choose a card. Each player looks at their hand without showing it to other players and selects a card before placing it face down before them. The remaining cards are placed between their left-hand neighbor and themselves. Yes. So choosing a card would be what we're going to try to work on next. How do we choose a card? Who's in charge of choosing a card? Construction, player hand for choosing. Those are the things involved, yes. So it would probably be in the player. So maybe I need a property called chosen card. Although technically this is all going to happen within the same turn. How do I want to... I guess it depends how I see this, because right now right now I've got it that every time we call step, we are advancing one turn. And that kind of makes sense to me. But we might need to make this more granular. We might need to be able to get some feedback from the game. For smaller things than that. Because otherwise step is going to get like crazy. You're going to have to pass in some kind of monstrous object that says this player is doing this and this player is doing that and this player is doing this and this, and it's just, it gets crazy. So let's think about this. I think but in any case, we do need some kind of function, all-encompassing function that takes in some sort of a parameter. Yeah, so might as well take it, make it step. Or, yeah, for now anyways. Might end up refactor because I don't know what that's going to look like in the end. Alright, at this point all we want to do is choose a card. So how do we choose a card? So we're just going to make this choose card. choose card. At the moment, this is going to be void. And we'll just make a private chosen card, which is going to be a construction. Yeah. And this starts off being empty. So either construction or undefined. Construction is, then you've got construction types. Does that include guilds? I hope so. I think so. Yeah, good. It's all our cards. So essentially we're going to be calling choose card, which I mean logically we're going to be passing in, what are we going to be passing in? The card name. Card name would make sense. So, alright, let's do that for now anyways. And that's going to be optional because we're just going to do that randomly right now. Well, we're just going to take it from the, we're just going to pop it. So this dot hand, and it's private, yeah. This dot hand, chosen card, I don't know, we'll make it private for now. Hand equals this dot it's the opposite. Hold on. This dot chosen card is equal to this dot hand dot pop. There we go. For now, that's what we're doing. And now that prepares a card. We have chosen a card. Yeah, okay. So we've got a way to, oh, I probably need to make this part of our player interface. I could make it read only, I guess. Start by doing that. Ah, of course. No, that's not then. So Leave it like that. So we've got our card. Then we do an action. Our action is to discard the card to gain 3 coins. How do we do that? Action, action. Perform action, player action. So do I want a class called action? What would be the benefit of that? I'd create an action and then this would change the state of the game. Alright, for now, let's just do it in here. We'll call this discard. And discard basically takes the chosen card and puts it in the discard pile. So I need to return the discarded card, because that's going to be called by interesting. So maybe actions shouldn't be there. It involves the discard pile, it involves construction player earning. So I'm starting to think that perhaps this should be more like a game manager, and so if we have it at this level, how would this work? I need to pass in Unless we make actions just one big. Return. This dot chosen card. But first I've got to really, I'm earning a coin. No, first, okay. Closed, chosen card. Is equal to this dot chosen card. And this dot chosen card equals null. Or undefined, say, and then this dot earn coin 3. Big int, so 3n. Then return chosen card. If this dot chosen card and throw new error. Do I want to make a specific error type for this? I don't know. Not at the moment. Let's just call it could not discard as no construction no card was chosen. Okay, that takes care of that. So now I've got a way to discard. Now the problem is that I got to make sure that I remove it from that it ends up in the discard pile. So either player needs to know about game or and somehow that doesn't seem right to me. Game knows about player, so that's cool. So it'll probably be something in here then, where I would go what am I doing here? I'm simply going through all the players. So 4 const player of players of this dot players. This dot players. Going round, and then well, I know that all I want to do now is discard, so that's pretty easy. Player dot discard. Don't I have a I've got a choose card, I've got a discard, except that I didn't put discard in my declaration. Order this alphabetically. Like that. Probably should do the same in here. New. Okay. So player choose card. That's the first thing. Each player chooses a card. And then player dot discard. Which returns a card. So to be, or we're just going to call it discarded. Discarded. And we're just going to shove the discarded card in our discard pile. This dot discard pile. Dot push discarded. Cool. Sage dot next. So this, in essence, should get us to the end of the game. Let's try it, and this time let's debug the thing. How about what are we interested in seeing? We're interested to see what the state of the game is going to be at the very end. So I just need to break here. Actually, let's make this a conditional. Can I do this? No. Here. Conditional breakpoint. What's a log point? I've never tried this. Alright, let's try that. Log point. Log message to log when breakpoint is hit. Expression with this are interpolated. Enter to accept, etc. So if I understand correctly, it's kind of like a console log, and I could do something like this. Yo, this is the age you're you're in. And then I could just do it didn't say, it just said between, so like that. That's kind of weird, but we'll see. Let's try it. Yo, get me CV. Oh, look at that. It's like a, what is that shape? What do you call that in English? I forget. In French, it's lozenge. Lozenge. Diamond, I guess. All right. Let's see what happens. All right, if I step, I just stepped through the entire program and didn't do any of the logging. You bum. Unacceptable. This log point is a message that will get lost or move. Yeah, I know. I want to edit. No, that's probably edit. Okay, maybe the fancy thing here didn't, I don't know. Let's try that. See if at least it'll show something. Okay, then, no. Very interesting. No, didn't show anything in any terminal. That's weird. And I'm curious, so I'm gonna do a quick search. VS Code log point. VS Code log points. That does not break into the debugger, but instead logs a message to the console. VS Code has built-in debugging support, blah blah blah. I need to learn these. Continue as F5, step over as F10, step into as F11. Breakpoints, log points. All right. A log point is a variant show me what this does. Huh. Oh, in the debug console. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's try this again then. If I just do 5, and it's waiting here, then I go in my debug console. I can't be at both places at the same time. Can I split this and then be, nope. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. Let's see. Boom! No. Oh, I could always put a breakpoint right here, like an actual breakpoint. And then, let's see. Okay. Then if I do this, ah, crap. Didn't take my drink. Okay, I'm gonna remove this log point. I'm gonna put this here. Can I also add? No. So how about I do it here? Yo, man. What am I trying to do? Oh yeah. This dot h. Let's just do that. Who's now? Come on. Nothing. Oh yeah. Duh! What? Okay. But this should definitely see what happens if I try this again. Oh, well, that's interesting. Huh. What if I remove it all together? Okay. Huh. And what if I... What if I run it without the debugger? Ah, okay. For some reason, it's throwing an error, but I wasn't... Oh. Well, that's interesting. Why am I not getting... Okay. That was the problem. But why wasn't it throwing an error when I was debugging? I don't know. Okay, let's try this again. Add log point. Yo. This is the age. Then use this dot age, like that. Let's try it. And now, there we go. And it, okay, perfect. I like it. Yo, this is the age. An age imp, ID 1, direction clockwise, turn 1. And then turn 2, and then turn 3, turn 4. I like it. 6, and then boom, H2. Okay. So we can actually do some pretty cool stuff in here. But what we're interested in is seeing, so let's do conditional breakpoint, and our condition is that this dot age is equal to 3 and this dot turn is equal to yeah, okay. This dot turn is equal to 6, I guess. Yeah. I think that should work. Gonna have to step through it, of course. Ugh, so that didn't work. So how about we just set a breakpoint? No, I don't want to set a breakpoint here too. I wonder if I just do, let's see, can I actually inspect what is going on at any point? No, I cannot. I really need to put a breakpoint. Apparently I need to do it before I start the debugger. Oh, I didn't start the debugger for some reason. It's just there we go. Okay. Yeah, okay. Good. So then just hit F5 and boom, and 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 F5 and boom. Take a look what we got. We're in H2, turn 1. Already I see a problem, but so our discard pile has 21 cards. It's correct. We've got 3 players, 7 cards each, and we discard every time. So it should have 21 cards. Our players each have 6 cards in their hand. Oh, right, because we've essentially played. Oh, then that is not correct. That is incorrect. And that's because on the last turn we need to discard. So we're actually choosing 2 cards. Oof. In that process we're... Alright, let's just restart this. There we go. 1 turn is done. That's good. That's good. Our discard pile has 3. 3 cards in them. The Apothecary, the West Trading Post, and the guard tower. Cool. And our players now should have 6 cards in their hands. That's correct. It is correct. But there's a few problems here. But we'll get to that in a moment. Right now, I'm interested in this. No, not this. I'm interested in each player takes the hand of cards handed for his or her neighbor. That's right. So we need something to give your hand of cards to the player sitting to your left or right and receive another hand of cards from the player sitting next to you. Okay, that's going to be interesting. How do we make that happen? What do we need to do essentially? We essentially take our hand. Okay, so that's definitely something that happens at the game level. So this is going to be a private rotate hands. Rotate hands. This is going to be void. And we're going to, for each player, this is essentially and this goes back around. So what do we need to do? Technically, for player of players, for this players, we are player. So I could probably use like a temporary so we're taking the player card, so we'll make this a let temp for now anyways. As of type construction, it starts off with undefined, which is cool. Right here. Oh, I guess I don't have to do that, right, if it's a let. Okay, so player, or actually temp equals player dot hand. Aha. Unless I make, let's see, when we choose a card, once we're done choosing a card, code, we're going to be very explicit with this. Remove, or we're going to get hand. Get hand, and we're getting our hand. And we return this dot hand, but we also want to, so this should be just remove hand, or take hand, I like that, take hand. If you're taking it, it's no longer there. So then I can do const hand equal this dot hand, and then return hand. This will work. So temp player dot take hand. Oh, gotta add this to our declaration. Oh, so we could actually make this give hand. I like that. Give hand. Although it's ambiguous. Like, is the player giving his hand? Is he... and I guess take hand also. Player dot take hand. Darn it. So let's just go with those. Get and remove hand. We're gonna go with that. Fine, take it easy. There you go. There's your empty array. Yeah, okay. Get and remove and do it like that. So get and remove hand. Rotate hands for temp player. Get and remove hand. Okay. Then I get to the next one. If temp is used before being assigned, well, yeah. Okay, so if there is a temp, and that's cool. Let's, oh, we need two. We need two temporary. All right, let's rename this. So from, so if from and let two. Something like that. So if from actually let's forget about the if for now. What we would normally do is first let's make two. Now our hand is empty. Then player dot set hand is equal to 2 from, sorry. Cool. And what am I doing? Okay. And now it's saying what? Argument of type construction is not assignable to parameter of type construction. Yeah, that's true. We're passing in a hand. We're not passing in a construction. There we go. Okay. Get and remove is also a function. Okay, so starting with the first player, we're setting the hand to be transferred to 2. And then our hand is empty, so we now take the from. Cool. Thing is, 2 is going to be empty. That's the problem, right, with the first player. So if there's actually a way to do this without having to. So we start with from is equal to this dot players dot hand dot remove get this dot players this dot players this dot player no this dot players dot length -1 dot get and remove. So we're getting, so we don't need this. Cool. And we start off and we go boom. Okay, put that in 2 and get the from. Awesome. Next player you'll want, and then once you're done, you want the from to equal 2. The next player you set to 2, you get the from, floop, all the way up until you get to the end where you're trying to set the 2. Yeah, it will still work. It will give the empty array, and we don't care about that. And then I'll take the from, and then we're in business. It's not pretty, but it works. Let's see. I just know though that this piece of code is going to be hard to understand without comments or let hand from previous. Oh, and that is a problem too. I'm not taking into account the rotation. Oh crap. Yeah, that's not going to work. Man. Let's see here. So this would work for clockwise, right? So if this dot age dot direction is equal to clockwise, this is what we're doing. I feel like I need to be explicit about this. Last player in array. So actually, let's just do that. Last player in array is equal to, it's a bit easier to understand than a last player in array dot get and remove hand. So now we understand, right? So from to. Maybe I should rename this. Let's see. I could call it hand from previous player, and that's this. I think it's fine like this for now, anyways. Alright, and if we're counterclockwise, how are we going to do with this? If we're counterclockwise, I can't use a for loop. A for up loop. I mean, I need to use a for loop to iterate the other way. Yep. So I would do for, actually I need an else here. Well, I could always just return. Yeah, let's do that. And here we do, all right, let's start with our for loop for let I is equal to this dot players dot length minus 1, yeah, and then keep going as long as I is bigger or equal to 0. I minus minus. So now we're starting at the end. Cool. So we're starting at the end. And what do we do? What do we do? So we actually need a from. All right, let's do this now. I think we can save a little bit of duplication. Like that. And then here, this just from is equal to that. That still works. And we can do exactly the same thing here. We'll say const first player in array is equal to then not players. This dot, well actually it's just 0. And then from is going to be coming from our first player, not first player in array. Get and remove hand. And now we do the same thing. So 2 is equal to player. No, this dot players I, starting at the very end. Starting at the very end, we're getting that from the last dude. We are. All right, let's make this here. Player. Go to this. So it'll be player. Not getting remove hand. And then player dot set hand to from. And what's our from? Our from is what we get from the first player. Boom. And then from is equal to 2. Alright. I think, well, this was a bit more complicated than I thought. But I think we got it. Shall we take it for a spin? Yes. We're going to want to... Where are we going to inspect this thing? Well, actually, let's... So we're done. We're doing this before we call this .age.next. We want to this dot rotate hands. Yay. Okay. And we're going to break here. And we're also going to break... No, hold on. We're going to break here. Might as well. And then look at the entire working of this thing. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, doing that. Pressing enter. We're breaking. All right, let's take a look at the state of our game. So our players right now have 6 cards, which is normal because they have discarded 1 each. And we should have our discard pile that has 3. Yeah, cool. Now, Looking at our first player, named Phil. Doesn't have a chosen card because he's played already. He's got a hand of 6 cards. That's what we're interested in. What does he have? Stockade, Press, the Guard, the Loom, the Apothecary, the Clay Pit. Let's keep that in mind if we can. And Bob has the Lumberyard, Scriptorium, Glasswork. So let's just remember the first one, Stockade and Clay Pit. So since we're rotating clockwise, which I have arbitrarily decided to mean that it's in the order, indexed order of the array. So this hand should end up in player 2's hand. In what's his name? In Bob's hand, right? No, wait. Okay, that's me, Phil. And this is Bob. Yeah, okay. So Bob should now, instead of having Lumberyard and Barracks, should have Stockade and Clay Pit. Let's see if this works. So Bob now has Stockade and Clay Pit. Cool. And Joe should have Lumberyard and Barracks. And whatever, yeah, we should probably take a look at that. The next one will boom, okay. Make sure that it works properly for, so this dude's hand, which is Lumberyard and Claypool, should end up in Phil's hand. Lumberyard and Claypool, let's see. Lumberyard, Claypool. So it works. We've got our hand rotation thing going. Clockwise anyways. So let's keep going until we get to counterclockwise and see if that works. Continue. 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 Are we still in age 1 now? Where are we at? Where are we at? We're in age 2. Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's first check that the wraparound works. So now it should go the other way. So Phil's hand, which is Stables and Sawmill, should end up in Joe's hand. Stables and Sawmill should end up here. Okay, let's see. Stables and Sawmill. Cool. Alright, now let's keep running. Hit enter. And so Bob's Aqueduct and Quarry should end up in Phil's hand. Aqueduct and Quarry. Aqueduct and Quarry. Cool. So it works both ways. No bugs. Doesn't look any like there are any bugs anyways. Now, what is the next thing? Rotating hands. Changing. We're choosing a card. We're discarding. The problem is, the problem is that we need to discard 2 cards on the last turn. And right now, actually, let's look at this. What happens when age dot next, this dot turn, blah, 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 direction, new age, return this. And then when I'm here, if I notice that it's the first turn, I deal the deck. Dealing the deck, basically, this dot deck, player set hand. So no matter what I had in my hands, it's going to set it to the new one. So yeah, let's run this and see what happens to if we get to this here. So now we are ID 1, turn 5, cool. ID 1, turn 6. Now, this should have been the last turn. We should be at the end of our last turn here, which means that we should not have any cards left in our hands, but we do, don't we? We do. See, we still have one card left. And that is because the last turn, okay, let's just make sure that it switches properly. Boom, now we should be in H2. Yeah. Okay. So we need to treat the last turn differently. Oh dear. This is fine. We basically need a way to say which card we want to discard and which card we choose. Haha. Very interesting. Well, we could one way to do this would be to alright, let's keep it simple. It's all going to be automated anyways for now. We just want to make one run through the game. So if the this.age.turn is equal to 6, if it's equal to 6, then we want to we wanna go through all our players. This dot players. Actually, I'm already doing that, so I should have the if statement right in here. So if this dot turn what did I say? This dot age dot turn is equal to 6. Yeah, to 6. Then what do we do? What is special? What is special is that we need to choose player that we're going to call this choose last turn card. Let's see, we'll call it that choose throw away. Choose throw away card. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And this is gonna be similar to this. Choose throwaway card, and now this is going to be, this is now going to be a, do I want this to be an array? I mean, I could, but there's only ever going to be 2 of them, and so I might as well do private dot throwaway card, throwaway card. And this is a construction. And this dot chosen, this dot throwaway card. Throw away. Why am I not getting any? Okay. And right now we're just going to pop it. Pop another one from there. And simply, we could simply have it in our discard as well. So every time we call discard, it'll check to see if there's a throwaway card at the same time. Or let's see. At the beginning of the 6th and final turn, the players will receive a 2-card hand from their neighbor. Each player then chooses one, and the second is then discarded face down. So this is kind of a separate step, I guess. So we might not need to store this. We could simply make this one operation. Which really, when you think about it, I could have done too with the discard. Oh no, because we want this to be a 2-step thing. So how about player dot throwaway card? Kind of like that. So player simply throw away card. We're going to forget about this. We're going to simply return this hand dot pop. Nope, you're not returning void. You are returning a construction. Construction. Why? Oh, because pop is undefined. Right. Right. So then could do that. I mean, although if I want to prevent nasty bugs from creeping in, I should probably. So let's say if this dot, okay, so first const throw away card is equal to throw away card, and then just go if throw away card, throw an error, throw error, cannot discard undefined card. Yep. And then we should also have a const chosen card. We don't want this thing to ever be undefined as well. That would mean that we have a problem. So chosen card should never be undefined. Oh, it is though. It's okay. So we don't have a choice because we're kind of counting on that. Okay. Let's go with that. And here we're going to be doing const chosen card and if this if chosen card, if there is no chosen card, if it's undefined, which it never should be, then throw an error. that's gonna be saying try this card could not be chosen. As it does, it is not present in the player's in the player players. How do we do this again? Players hand. No, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it, I think. No, that's not it either. Damn it, I can't remember. Okay, so maybe it is. Okay. So we're choosing the card. We're choosing a throwaway card. We're popping it from the thing. We're returning it. And in here, oh, I need to add. Actually, let's try to keep this alphabetically. All right. And now, once we play a throwaway card, returns the construction that needs to end up on the discard pile. Push that on the discard pile. There we go. All right. So let's try this again. And we're interested in seeing what happens in the last turn, right? We should have on turn 6, we should have no more hands left in our hand. One more, I think. Turn 5, okay, one more. There we go. So we've got 21 cards. Great. That means it's good. In a discard pile. just to make sure we did this right, let's go check out our players. Our players have an empty hand. Oh, and there's one thing we didn't check, is if our players have money. Players. Don't they have a treasury? Treasury. Coins 0. Well, that's a problem. Sorry, forgot to mute the mic. Okay. What are we doing here? We're discard, player dot discard. So when we're discarding in player, we should be earning money. And we are. Huh. What am I doing here? Coins. Cool. Then this treasury.coins. Haha. There was the culprit. Okay. So let's try that again. We should see. Actually, let's. Add conditional breakpoint if this dot age dot turn is equal to 6. That's what we're looking for. We'll be just a little faster that way. Then I can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Okay. So now, as mentioned, array discard pile is at 21, which is correct. The players have no more cards in their hand, and they have 21 coins in their treasury, which is, I'm gonna say, incorrect. It should be incorrect. They should only have 18 coins. They're discarding 6 cards for money. Where are they getting that extra 3 coins? Oh, at the very beginning, you start off with 3 coins. Phew! Good. So 21 is the correct number. So that means that at the end of the next age, you should have 21 plus 18, which would be 39. Let's try that. And there we go. Discard pile is now at 42. That's right, 21 times 2. Both of our decks are empty. Only the H3 deck that's left standing. Our players now have an empty hand and 39 coins. Ah, all right, all right. We're getting somewhere. So now, seems to me that all we have to handle now is the end of the game, because let's see what happens at the end of the game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the last turn for the first age. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last turn for the second age. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last turn for the last age, age 3. And now if we continue, it disconnects. Yeah, for some reason. Oh, I don't have all exceptions, breakpoints, that's why. Yeah. Or how about just uncaught exceptions? Let's try that again. And actually, let's be clever here. Edit breakpoint. Let's make it end. This dot age dot ID is equal to 3. So now I should be able to do boom, 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 boom. There we go. All right. Age ID 3 turns 6. And what happens if I do this? I don't know. Nothing, it would seem. Oh, I gotta hit continue, I guess. Oh, there we go. Exception has occurred. Age out of range error. Age 4 is out of range. Valid age range is 1 to 3. Yep. Okay. And here's my stack. Boo, 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 boo. That brings me all the way back to main. Alright. So that's our problem. That's what we need to fix. That's what we need to fix. So how do we fix this? In age, perhaps? No, I don't think it would be age's responsibility to know when the game is ended. It's the game's responsibility. Perhaps just a simple if statement here, where if this dot age is equal to 3, and this dot turn, this dot age, okay, this dot age dot ID is equal to 3, and this dot age dot turn. Wish I could put my camera further away. This dot age dot turn is equal to 6. And I think I'm in Python. Is it Python that uses and? I don't know. Alright. So if that's the case, if we are indeed at the end of the game, what do we do? What do we do when it's the end of the game? End of an age. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that now. End of the game. The game ends at the end of the third age after the conflict tokens have been handed out. Each player totals their civilization points, and the player with the highest total is declared the winner. In case of a tie, the player with the most coins in his or her treasury is the winner. A tie on coins is not broken further. Note, a booklet of scorecards is in the box. Yep. To help you count the points for your first few games or keep track of your more memorable games, totaling the points. Yes, 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 yes. So all we have to deal with right now are the coins. The coins, where are they? Coins, treasury contents. For every 3 coins in their possession at the end of the game, players score 1 victory point. Leftover coins score no points. All right, so I could probably do well, actually, I probably shouldn't be Let's think about this. The counting of the points at the end of the game actually internally for the game, it would be interesting to just keep a tally as the game is progressing. And not wait just at the end to update the score. We could have a running score. That could be interesting. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push off dealing with, because I'm thinking that this step function just shouldn't even be called if the game is over, if the game is done. So let's make a function to going to want to count, let's see, victory points. So yeah, let's make victory point. Yeah, let's make a class. Or at the very least, let's do this here. Player wonders. Interface, victory points, and it'll have just bring that on the side. You'll have, let's see, from military conflicts, military points from military conflicts. And I'll have points from treasury contents and points from wonders and points from civilian structures and points from scientific structures and points from commercial commercial structures and points from guilds. Points from guilds. Yep. Okay. And probably a get total function that just returns a big int. Something like that. Something like that. And now, players should have, so let's get back in here. Players should have yeah, it's going to be read-only from the outside anyways. Victory points. Victory points. Type victory points. I think it's a start. It's an idea. And now I guess we might as well make it. Well, we kind of don't have a choice, right? I actually have. Yep. Okay, so victory points .ts sport victory points implementation implements victory class victory points like that. Now we're missing, man, I wish there was a yes, awesome. I didn't even know you could do that. That is amazing. Okay. So it didn't put the read only though. Read only, which is kind of dumb really, because we're gonna need to set those. Right. So we'll make these yeah, I think they need to be public, don't they? I think they need to be public. We're going to be setting them and getting them. Okay. There we go. Maybe I should have used an array and just like an enum for each index of the array. That could have been a good idea. I don't know if that's good practice though. But that's going to be for some other time, because I need to go. What's wrong here? Players. Argument type player input is not assignable. Oh, I'm missing some stuff, of course, yeah. Anyways, so that's it for me for today. Yeah, so I guess up next is starting to calculate the victory points, and then we're pretty much going to be done like our first very, very basic iteration of the game. Missing a lot of features and game mechanics, but at least we kind of have like one automated playthrough. Alright, cool. See, well, if Yeah, okay, no, that's fine. I'm going to leave it at that for today. Take care, guys.